Everybody. Hello, everybody. It's Malcolm Watson here, coming live to you from Warfield in Berkshire in the UK. A belated Happy New Year to you all, and I hope you had a lovely festive Christmas New Year time. So it's back to work, and what we often do at this time of the year is everyone says, "Are you making resolutions?" And some of us do. And I thought today I'd just help you with some resolutions that you can make very easily, and even more importantly, you can keep, because that's the important thing. Why don't we keep resolutions? I mean, often we've forgotten them the next day, the next week, and certainly by the end of the month. And I guess it's because they're not particularly relevant, because people say, oh, I want to be happier, I want to lose weight. They're too general, but there are things that you can do that really will change the way that you see things, the way you behave, the way you act. So today I'm going to give you some of those that you can make, and you don't have to change anything. You just have to adapt, if you like. So the first one is to be grateful. That's a great resolution. Start each day, end each day with just thinking of what you're grateful for. There's so much that we have to be grateful for: our life, our health, our loved ones, the fact you don't have to live in a war zone, you don't have to beg, you've got a roof over your head, you don't have to worry about where your next meal is coming from. You can add to this, the list goes on, and you can personalize it. But all of us have things to be grateful for. I know it's a difficult time at the moment. I realise that, and a lot of people are struggling. But we've still got to look on the positive side. That's the most important thing. We spend too much time worrying about what we haven't got rather than thinking about what we have got. Just stop and pause and think every morning, every evening, what you've been grateful for that day. And just reverse the process of thinking about what you haven't got and think about what you have got. And one of the things is you have happiness, to be happy. The old adage, play your cards that you've been dealt and stop whinging, is a really good way to look at things. We are what we are here, this is what it's about, so we've got to get on with it. We've got to get on with it. You are the master of your own destiny, so you have no reason other than to be happy, because you're in charge. I'm in charge of what happens to me. You're in charge of what happens to you. So just go for it. You've got to, what are you got to be sad about? A happy disposition is contagious, but also a miserable one is as well. So choose carefully. It's much better to be happy than to be sad. By radiating happiness, you will feel better, and so will the people you meet. One quick way, one easy way you can do it. When someone asks, how are you? Don't do the usual thing about, oh, okay, not too bad. Just look them in the eye and say, I'm great, thank you. And you can't help but smile, and they will smile too. Just be positive. You'll be surprised how good you feel about it. The next thing is attractiveness. And I mean the way you attract people, not about your physical looks or whatever. Although it's nice if you're blessed with those as well. I've mentioned before that we are the summation of the 5 people that we come into contact with most, and what we think about most all the time. So again, it's important you think positively. It's important that you act positively. That's the really important thing. Remember Henry Ford's warning: if you think you can, you're right, and if you think you can't, you're right too. So think that you can. Dream, believe, receive. Act positively all the time. Get rid of any naysayers. You don't need them. We don't need those in our lives. Just have positive people surrounding you. People who will make you grow. People who make you feel good. People who will help you, mentor you, support you. Have those people in your life. That's the most important thing. If you do that, you're being positive and you will receive positive rewards. There's no doubt about it. You will. It's a given. Now, the next thing is good news. gosh, we need it at the moment, don't we? We're surrounded by bad news, things happening throughout the world, particularly with this pandemic. It's very difficult. And although I guess, like most people, we complain about our leaders, they've got a very difficult task at the moment. And we're in our third lockdown here in the UK, and I think it's right. It's the only way that we can stop it, because people aren't taking the necessary precautions. Not all people are. And stay at home, stay safe, just do what they say, and it will help everybody, but we've all got to play our part. So, getting back to good news, not so long ago, a couple of years ago in London, they tried to actually start a paper which was just good news, and it didn't sell because good news doesn't sell, unfortunately. People like to read about events that are going on. I bet the sales of papers are up at the moment because of this pandemic. When there's a war, the sale goes up. When there's a major disaster, sales of newspapers go up. So I used to read a newspaper every day, and I stopped. And I stopped, in fact, during the first lockdown in the UK, because I realised I wasn't missing it, and I wasn't missing the doom and gloom that pervaded everywhere. And I used to skip that in any case in the newspaper, look for the positive bits, and there wasn't a lot to read. In the same way, I don't listen to the news. I've told you this before. Don't watch the TV news. Don't listen to the news. When it comes on the radio, I either mute it or switch it off. And I just don't listen to the news on the television. We don't need it. It's full of doom and gloom and what's going to happen and what's going to go wrong. Sure, we don't need the instant gratification. We're very lucky in this digital age that we can communicate like this through Zoom and everything, but also we get instant feedback on everything, so we hear it straight away. In olden days, news didn't pervade through until a lot later, and by then people, knew how to react to it. So these are things I don't need in my life. I don't need doom and gloom. I need positivity. So don't clutter your brain with rubbish. Look for the good in people and events. And if you look carefully, they're there at everything. For example, with the pandemic, we all have got to fully understand the appreciation, respect, and utter love we have for the NHS, our National Health Service, the doctors, the nurses. But we've also got to understand that essential workers, people who people deliver to us, bring us food, people who keep the streets clean and tidy, people who empty our bins, the police, fire brigade, all these people, we have got to understand a lot better the part they play in our lives, and we're grateful for them. So remember that. And finally, smile. Just smile. It's a great thing. It's the simplest resolution of all. If you smile, just smile more. You may at first worry that people will think you're a bit silly or an idiot if you're going around with a smile on your face. But it just helps. Think about it. People can sense when you're smiling on the phone. So if they can do that without seeing you, think the effect of your smile can have on people. Just, you've heard the saying, light up a room, and you can with a smile. You can with a laugh. You can with a joke. You can make people's lives better. And that's what we're trying to do at the moment. Everyone's trying to do that. And you'll be surprised how good it feels. You'll feel better, and everyone you meet will feel better as well. Like I said, so even if things aren't good like they aren't at the moment, smile to yourself and say, I don't know how this is going to work out, but it always does. Remember, fire, aim. Just do it and then work out the how. So there you have it. Resolutions we can all do and we can keep. Being grateful, being attractive and attracting people that are the right type, supportive and helpful to us. Being happy with our lives and luck with what we have, and smiling more. And you will find that life is better for you too. So start by smiling now, just a simple one. There you are, do you feel better straight away? So that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Whether you've joined me live or on replay, I really do appreciate it. And if you leave a comment, of course, I will get back to you. Now, I'm going to change next week. I'm going to change onto a Thursday, same time, 12:30 GMT. So I hope you can join me then. I will remind everybody. But until then, as always, and especially at this time, stay safe, stay happy. Look after those who are important and those you love, and help everybody you can. Malcolm Watson, One for One Gold, saying thank you and speak again soon.